Okay, we have the Beowulf and the Bushmaster. We have them sighted in zeroed, don't we?
Yeah, we have those zeroed, and we've actually got the Socom zeroed pretty much. We determined that we just need to lower it maybe like half it, like an inch.
We just need to fine tune it.
You just need to fine tune it. So we basically got all three of them sighted.
Do we have to do any fine tuning on the Beowulf or the?
Nope, they're
on.
Yeah, all three of them are pretty much good to go as far as sighting.
So we just have to fine tune the Bushmaster or the Socom.
Yeah.
It was almost on.
It was almost on. We remember at the end we were just like going to be that far above where we wanted to be. So like before we left, you just like I'm just going to lower a little bit, and then we didn't have any more ammo to test it, but we just lowered it that little bit. So next time we should be right on point.
Yeah. Or was it shooting like a half inch to the right? Did we have to do any more windage?
I think we had that. I think we had that pretty much. Yeah, we'll figure that out next time.
But we won't have to do much on it.
Yeah, so pretty much be ready to go. So what are your kind of thoughts on all three? Like I thought they put that bush. I ordered that Bushmaster during the Memorial Day sale.
Right.
And they put that together pretty well. It has a slightly longer barrel than the Beowulf and Socom are almost dead equal in size as far as the barrel length, and the Bushmaster's a little bit longer, but they're all three of them are on an AR platform.
I see. Now the Socom you've got from an individual.
Yeah, I got that from Spencer, who I had put together from someone else. Yeah.
And whoever. Anyway, it's nothing major. But the gas system is just not right on it.
It's not ejecting the.
No, it's not ejecting, and it's nothing. It's no big major problem, but it's an issue that has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be taken care of.
So we got Bobby going to be on the task of that. And
he'll figure it out and get it done and he enjoys doing that. He likes figuring that gas system out, and I don't know nothing about it, whatever. But he'll.
But all three of them, like I feel like the Beowulf had the most kick for sure.
Yeah.
Even with that padding on it, that thing still kicked the hardest.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'll be honest with you. I might shoot it 3 times, be about max for me, because I know what it done to me. What it done to me.
Yeah.
That bruise is just now went away.
Jesus.
Yeah, it hurt me, buddy.
Because we had the thickest plate for that. With the Bushmaster, we didn't have any plate, and I was feeling that one a little bit because the plastic kept going into my thing. But that Beowulf had the biggest padding, and it still kicked the hardest. I can definitely see why people get that fancy muzzle brake for it with the distributes the.
And I also want to set the three different boxes of ammo up. They're pretty close to the same weight, aren't they?
Yeah. The Bushmaster's got the 250 grain. The Socom's a 300 grain, and then the Beowulf's a 350 grain.
Yeah,
but the ammos are about, the Bushmaster's the longest one, and more it kind of looks like a crayon tip. It goes up, and then it's got the triangle and kind of looks like a nipple. The Beowulf's I think the Beowulf's the middle longest, and it's kind of more round, and then the Socom is the more, I think it's the slightly shortest, but it's got it's kind of like in the between or something. But
they are fairly
similar,
close.
Yeah.
Ballistics wise, as in feet per second. I'm trying to remember the kinetic energy.
The Beowulf, I think, has the most initial power, but it loses its trajectory the quickest.
It falls out of the race. It drops past 150 yards. It starts falling out of the race. It just takes a nosedive.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as for actual kinetic energy up to its effective range, as in stopping a vehicle, what I read about it, shooting into engine block or into windshield, it through a block wall or whatever. But anyway, we'll see. we're going to have some fun up here that day.
That you know, we had the Bushmaster sighted so quick, and the Beowulf sight, you were pretty much like right on point right off the bat, so it was just that sighted immediately. Those sights are good. Shadow, what were those flip up sights we had for those two guns?
I was looking at the box down there a minute
We should
ago.
give them a shout out because those were, we got two of those for
surprise. They were two sets for $40. $20. You know, they had them on sale, two sets for $40. I think they're normally about 30.
And they're fantastic.
But they surprised me for a cheap set of sights. They were, and there's something else unique about them. The aperture is diamond shaped instead of a circle.
Mm.
And you can use those for reference points. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, match them inside the targets. It helps. Yeah,
you can.
Diamond Cutter, Diamond Dallas Page.
And you could use the, as in like a crosshair on the scope. You could actually bracket something in between the windage points on that diamond to shoot out an extra 100 yards instead of, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Use it like another line, like a 200-yard line on the scope. You know, you got 100 yard and a 200 and a 300 and a 400. You could use that diamond reference points just like a hash mark on a regular scope.
Yeah, I like how they had both the small and the bigger aperture, even though I just like the small one. I think the small. Yeah. I remember shooting the Bushmaster. I know it's been the longest since we shot it, but it felt, all three guns have a decent amount of kick, but like I still felt like we were able to hit accurate. We're still hitting some groupings within almost like an inch.
Oh yeah, they're shooting them away.
So even with that kick, we're still able to keep target. Yeah. So that's good.
I ain't worried about that. You know, either one of us will be on.
But they definitely don't play around. Like, definitely, I would recommend having your shoulder pad or something there. That we didn't do that, and you know.
Well, the Beowulf, you know, that'd be one where the hand grip and doing it from the hip, and you know, but let me tell you that's like the FBI or whatever. You know, transitioning from different handguns because the agents couldn't handle the recoil. You know, the female agents.
Oh, on the 40, because the 40 pops.
Yeah, the flip. And
it doesn't have as much of this. It has the.
Yeah, and the guys with the smaller hands and the smaller wrist, and the females, the women agents, you know, they couldn't handle the recoil. And, you know, if you're scared of the recoil of a gun, you're not going to be accurate with it.
And so the point of the extra power don't mean shit anyway.
No,
so.
but because, you know, they're scared of the recoil, that, you know, and they get to reacting to the recoil, flinching from it, so they're not hitting their target.
And when life and death matters, that split-second decision, and you're hesitating, you're fucked.
You know, with that muzzle flip, that's the reason they kept having to transition around. And it's the same way with the rifle. You take like even a big strong man, you take him up to Moss Knob and set him down with Beowulf and give him 2,000 rounds of ammunition. And said guy that shoots a lot, but it never shot the Beowulf.
He ain't going through no 2,000 rounds of ammunition.
It's not enjoyable. I mean, guy that has never shot one and it likes to shoot and all excited, and you say, well, I'm going to give you this gun, but you've got to shoot 2,000 rounds of ammo today. Well, buddy, let me tell you something. And I'm talking about from the shoulder. You know, after 40 or 50 or 60 rounds, they're going to start, you know, you go up with that knob, it's not a good range, fun gun for a fun day of shooting. It's just too brutal.
You know, you know what I'm gonna do? I've thought about this. I'm gonna bring some fucking bubble wrap and to put it right there, because that bubble wrap will absorb that.
Well, you can if you want to.
We'll give it a shot. I'm talking just a little bit. Like I'm talking like a thin, where you could still feel the gun, but where it goes, it distributes on that air. Watch it be. Hey, that's an idea. Don't you steal my idea, America. I'm gonna do bubble wrap bottoms.
See, like like me, you know,
My new
that
rap song, Bubble Wrap Bottoms.
uh, you know, like we were texting backwards and forth about length of pull, and you know, the other day,
Yeah.
and competitive shooters that you know shoot for the money and for the gold. You know, they spend a damn fortune on having a custom made stock, and they get measured for their length of pull, just like you get measured for a suit, a tuxedo. And I mean, they cut it down to the 30 seconds of an inch or the 16th of an inch. And
Every inch matters, ladies.
with a hey, matters in a lot of things, but with a pistol grip stock and all and a muzzle loader as a rule, my length of pull is right 13 and a quarter. Most commercial firearm rifles manufactured today, I think the majority of them were manufactured 12 and a half to 14 and a half inches, with the majority of them falling in at 13 and a half inches. That you know, the 12 and a half is for the youths and the smaller stature people that don't have as long arms, and then you know, big old gorilla got longer arms and taller, whatever. But if you ever sat down behind a bolt action rifle or a shotgun, and if the length of pull is as much as an inch longer than your length of pull, you're trying to shoot, and you can do
Yeah.
it, but you're just uncomfortable. But anyway,
Because I mean, like the place for these guns. I mean, granted, now the Bushmaster round, people use that for hunting. You know, use it for hunting, but you know, I don't really see like you know, I feel like the Socom and the Beowulf are more the what do you call them? The fun sort of not the trophy
novelty.
like novelty. There you go,
Yeah.
like a novelty gun. So it's like you people who would I feel like I see them from almost like a maybe not a maybe a self defense like a home defense, but I feel like if you couldn't use it in a neighborhood, but if you got your own little spot kind of on your own land on the farm or something, and all of a sudden like a post apocalypse and the gang shows up,
Hey.
then you're like that's gonna be one of my I'll take out the
See, the Beowulf is like the 1911 45. It's a stopper. It's a game changer. I mean, it's to put the opponent down or stop the vehicle.
just the final thoughts on the Beowulf, the Bushmaster, and the SOCOM. So I'll just go back and pick this part up. Just which one do you like the most so far?
I can't tell you right now, but what I would to give an honest opinion, which I know we talked about this, but I need to lay them all three here side by side, and put me up a target out there,
Mm-hmm.
and shoot 5 rounds out of this one, and shoot 5 rounds out of this one, and shoot 5 rounds out of this one in succession. In the same session. I'm talking about within 30 minutes.
We'll do that then.
I was thinking about that the other day because you've asked me 2 or 3 times, and the way it's been, you know, hell, we've been trying to sight them in and shoot them and putting sights on them and this and that and the other, but I've not had as far as for setting and comparing one against the other. I need to do them.
Yeah, well, I suggest that, but you were like, it'll take way too long to sight, and we were doing good for the first 2, but then all the 10 minutes it took to sight the first 2, the SOCOM's been giving us some.
But seriously, back to that, when trying to sight 3 of them in one session for me is about more than I can. And it should take about 6. If you're on paper on your first shot, it should take about 6 rounds to zero one. But then Murphy sticks his damn ace in the game. You know,
Murphy's got a long stick, and he likes to whip it out.
But back to the comparison. My mind, if I shoot one today and then a week from now I shoot the other one, and then a week after that I shoot the third one, and then you come and say, well, what did you think about those 3? I've not shot them enough to really give an honest. I need to sit down here. I don't have to shoot them a lot, but I need to shoot 5 rounds out of one magazine, 5 out of another. I need to set up 3 targets on one piece of cardboard. Shoot one on one target, one on the next target, one on the next target with the way I shoot, and then I can give you an honest opinion immediately.
And not, you know, not to whip out excuse 5,320,600,
No.
but you're not every day. You're not on the same level of on it. Some days you come and everything, we're just like, we're on it. We're like, damn, everything I touch is gold today. And other times you're like, did I just shit my pants? You know.
but like doing the 5 rounds out of each, I'll set up to where I'm good and comfortable, and you know, won't be wobbly or whatever, and shoot 5 rounds or 3. Well, I'd rather shoot 5 than 3, and then, you know, take 3 or 4 minutes, set up with the next one, shoot 5 rounds. Not go look or nothing. Shoot one, hit one target, shoot 5 rounds with the next one at the next target. You know, set up and shoot.
Yeah, don't be influenced by your results, and then go and see them afterwards.
Shoot 5, and then sit there and talk about the recoil, muzzle flip, how you know, about getting back on target and this and that and the other, and felt recoil, and then after do that, then go look.
Blow some shit up. We're gonna set up a beautiful.
Then go look at the targets.
Oh, okay.
And compare. You know, go ahead after I shoot them. I'll give you what, you know, about the recoil and the muzzle flip and getting back on target if you had to do it fast and blah blah. And then after that, go and compare the accuracy and the grouping and you know, and then that'll be one segment, and then we'll do the damn shooting the shit, and then you'll be able to tell. And it'd be nice if we could set up 3 different displays the same way and shoot one rifle on one display, the second one on the second display, and the third one on, and then compare the damage to what each round is done to the. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if we had 3 trash cans, those there. Damn.
You pointed your finger and it fell off.
Damn. Hey God.
You got.
I guess I better keep this.
Yeah, you put that finger away, young man. You just
put this finger away. But like if we had 3 of those trash cans, like that right there, and could put a big watermelon in each one of them, and then fill them up with water, and set them up back there at 50 yards, and shoot one with a Beowulf, shoot one with a Bushmaster.
I'll buy 6 watermelons, young man.
I'm just saying, and then you can compare the damage from what each round done to the identical targets that we shot at, or whatever. That way you can compare. But if you shoot one at a vacuum cleaner and shoot the next one at a cassette player with a speaker, you know, one thing will blow up different than you'll have. You know, it'll look maybe.
Well, that's the only thing I'm gonna do. I have a 3rd vacuum cleaner, so that way each one will blow up 3 vacuum cleaners. We'll blow up 3 watermelons each. So we may just both have to shoot the same vacuum cleaners, but
if we get 5 old paint buckets with a pop down like a 5-gallon paint, get 3 of those and fill them full of water and set them up there. And that would be a really awesome way to tell, compare.
Because how that water distributes its force.
See how bad it splits that damn 5-gallon bucket up, or that, and hell, 3 of those.
That's a good idea.
We can buy those 5-gallon buckets, empty buckets at Walmart or at Lowe's or whatever. You can buy them. I probably got 3 or 4 here at the house in the buildings around here.
Hell yeah, I think I've got one at the house too, actually.
And we want the lids on them and just fill them all 3 up with water. Take them up there, measure it, say 50 yards. Dig us a damn line, a straight line across there, and set one, and about 3 foot over, set the other one about 3 foot over. Shoot each one of them.
That's a good idea.
And that way we can see well, I think this one done more. We'll be able to tell.
That's a good idea.
You know, you shoot one and it may just split vertically. You might shoot the next one and some of it split every which way. Well, we'll be able to tell doing that.
Yep. You know, like I felt I definitely want to get like a little. I need to get like a little rubber butt plate for the Bushmaster. But I thought I think that's a great idea. I think that's the best way to do it. And I don't think anybody else has been that precise or that organized about how they've been blowing shit up. Because you'll find videos where everybody compares the three,
Yeah.
but I don't think anybody's done so organized. But I think the water distribution's a great idea. And then when it hits, we can do the slow mo of how
Yeah.
that boom, and that's a good way to.
No, and I mean that's an honest comparison.
That is an honest comparison.
I mean that. I mean you can't. You can't. You could fudge always if you wanted to, but still, you're shooting the same identical target, or you know what, you know, nothing's different, and it's an honest comparison.
But I actually liked. I really liked all three guns. I felt they really shout out to, I guess, what was it? It was Bear Creek Arms, I think, that did the shout out to Bear Creek Arms. You put together a really good Bushmaster.
Bear Creek Arsenal.
Bear Creek Arsenal. Yeah, put together a really good Bushmaster for that Memorial Day sale. Like I'm freaking glad I picked that up.
And like on the three, let's do the buckets with the water.
That's a good idea.
And what we'll do, I've got those red stick-ons, or we can get black or whatever. We'll measure up. If a bucket's 3 foot tall, 36 inches, we'll come up 18 inches. Put us up a sticker to try to shoot the buckets in the identical same.
Yeah, we want to get right to the middle. We don't want it trajectory that we can get a more accurate
uh,
representation.
That way, you know, you might, if you don't do that, you might shoot one at the bottom that would do different. The next one you might shoot it at the top. But measure up and put us our aim point at the same distance on all three of them, and get an honest assessment.
That's a good idea.
I mean, that's what I'd suggest.
That's a great idea. And then we
and then the other stuff, hell, we'll have fun on that. But for an honest assessment, the 3 water buckets full of water would be the most. You know.
And what do you know? Do you know where we can get some just some cinder blocks? Cause
how many?
Man, we would stack up our own little wall, maybe at least like 8 to 10, and then that way we do our final, just shred them at the end.
I'd probably find 8 around here.
Okay, well, good, because we just do some. I just want to do some just shredding and you know, just to devour.
I've got concrete blocks all over the place. If you notice, my wife's got them around flower beds, you know, keeping pine bark from falling out. But they ain't no use to go buy 8 or 10 blocks. I'll find 8 or 10 blocks.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome.
And hell, there's a pallet over there too that we can use. I don't want to use Bobby's paving stuff, but I've got 12-inch concrete block and some 8-inch. I've got enough block around here to build us a stand to put watermelons on or whatever.
My initial instinct is the Beowulf definitely has the most kick. I feel like the Bushmaster and Socom are pretty equal, but I was actually surprised at how accurate. Well, not surprised at how accurate you are with anything, but how accurate I still was with the Beowulf, even with its kick.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, so I was like, that's a good sign that it's still like, okay, we were actually pretty fucking precise with all 3 guns. So our groupings were good.
Even though I know what it's going to do, you know, I try not to let the damn recoil, but that Beowulf after you know, after 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds, it starts, you know.
It was always my damn second shot. I'd have an accurate first. I'd kind of flinch on the second one, then I'd come back in for the third.
That's Bobby. You asked him. He has saw me do it so many times over the years. I could come up here and not shoot in a month, not fired 1 round in a month. I come up here, put me up a target at 25 yards, 25, 15.
Bullseye, first shot.
First shot, this is dead perfect bullseye. Out of the 1911, Glock 19, 34, 21, whatever. And then the next bit all over the damn place.
Because now you're anticipating
I have put up targets with a solid black 1-inch center circle and stand back at 25 yards and shoot and look and think I missed the whole damn target and walk up there and it be just as dead perfect through that damn center, and then the rest of them just all. I've done that so many times, and I'd really then I know what was going to happen, and I'd get frustrated, but anyway. But no, let's do the water. Let's do the paint bucket water deal.
We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that first. And
that'll be an honest comparison.
Yeah, because we want to keep it. We want to keep it as so we'll do 5 shots for groupings, 5 shots for groupings, 5 shots for groupings. Then we'll do bucket of water, bucket of water, bucket of water. Then we'll do watermelon, 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 and then we'll do blow
just whatever we got.
Our final it's like the 4th of July, just the.
What about ammo?
I have to buy some more Beowulf, but I've got enough Socom. But honestly, like Bushmaster and Socom, I've got enough of. But I need to get more Beowulf.